What is Vulcanverse? An introduction. The massively multiplayer online role-playing game, MMORPG, known as Vulcanverse is a component of the larger Vulcan Forged environment. In this massively multiplayer online game world, users are given ownership of little plots of land on which they can sculpt the landscape and design their adventures. MMORPG stands for Massively Multiplayer Online Role-Playing Game, and that's exactly what Vulcanverse is. Along with other games and a marketplace for NFTs, the fantasy game is a component of the ecosystem Vulcan Forged has created. Players can trade their in-game resources and assets within the confines of this ecosystem. The mythology of ancient Greece and ancient Rome served as inspiration for the mythical world of Vulcanverse. Players in this fantasy world can mold the landscape around them and call forth unique creatures known as Vulcanites. The game's environment is divided into 4 sections, each with a distinctive flora and fauna arrangement. Some of the most talented fantasy writers have contributed to the lore development and setting. The game is riddled with monsters and treasures, and players can face off against them in a PvP battle. The fighting is non-lethal, so there won't be any unnecessary deaths or injuries. People can fight for fun or profit, but the main objective is to get the maximum price for their goods in the marketplace. Using land in Vulcanverse. Players can build and sculpt in Vulcanverse using their inherent in-game ability. Using their hands-on skills, they can create various interesting structures. Artistic architects are one of the must-have archetypes in this game. If you are interested in artistry and architecture, Vulcanverse is the game for you. The more imaginative you are, the better your chance of survival as you traverse the dangerous world of Vulcanverse. If you're one of those players who is always trying to find a way to make a profit, Vulcanverse is the right game for you. There are many interesting ways to earn money in this game. Some players make a living by simply sculpting the land as they go. Building and sculpting are also an integral part of this game. You can use them in many ways to earn your keep. Players start their journey in this fantasy world by choosing one of the 4 races, Draconian, Nixian, or Vrax. The game features a lengthy quest line that allows players to explore Vulcanverse through story-driven missions. The game begins with a tutorial, which is an integral part of the overall game. The tutorial helps players understand the world of Vulcanverse and makes them more familiar with the in-game mechanics. The main character's storyline in this game can also be expanded by taking a level-up class. Various options are available to players who want to try a new way of playing this massive online game. Things to know about Vulcanverse. Vulcanverse is a game that players of all ages can play. The game is intended for an older audience, but many adults have found this to be a very engaging fantasy. This game uses the Unreal 3 engine. This will give the game better graphics than other games that use this same engine. The graphics are enhanced and realistic, making the user feel like they might be in another world. There are many different monsters in this fantasy world. Players can access a wide selection of games within the Vulcan Forged ecosystem, including Vulcanverse. These different games use PYR and lava, both tokens that are part of the same ecosystem. In addition, the NFTs can serve various purposes depending on whatever game they are used in. Other factors besides the usefulness of Vulcanverse contribute to the value of an NFT and the tokens. Vulcan Forged integrates itself into several different blockchain ecosystems. It uses Ethereum, Polygon, BNB Chain, and VE Chain for its tokens, NFTs, and mechanisms. This indicates that your tokens and assets can be held in several different wallets simultaneously. MyForge is a feature of Vulcan Forged that allows players to manage their Venly wallets. This tool is accessible to players when they have created a Vulcan Forged account and connected their Venly wallets. Vulcan Forged is in the process of developing its blockchain ecosystem with the help of Elysium. Elysium is fully interoperable with all other blockchains, including Ethereum and Polygon, and it runs without producing any carbon dioxide in its operations. Vulcan Forged uses the DragonChain platform to communicate with Ethereum and other blockchains. This helps to keep everything in sync. The value of an NFT is based on its token value and the item's scarcity. The NFTs listed in the Vulcanverse platform all have different values, making it a good option for those who want to make money from their creative skills. Conclusion. Vulcanverse is an online fantasy game that offers players a unique experience. The accessibility and many options at your disposal make this an excellent game for people of all ages. The game's price is relatively low and will not break the bank if you decide to splurge on this one. The game features a tutorial that helps new players understand what they can do in Vulcanverse. Creating an account and creating an NFT are very simple processes that make it easy to start. Vulcan Forged uses many different blockchain ecosystems while staying true to its values.